Good evening, everybody. Bit of a late stream, but I wanted to make it before midnight. And this stream is going to be a continuation of yesterday's stream. Yesterday's stream, we talked about observability, or the skill of observation. And we also transitioned into how to separate skill sets. We talked a bit about that, went into some tangents, but we also went into greater depths. Now, today I want to talk to everybody about preparation. The reason why I think I want to speak about preparation is because I think preparation is important. And sometimes you have to prepare for the unexpected, which sounds counterintuitive because how do you prepare for something you don't know is coming? Well, the key is in your posture. Preparation is in many different facets. You can do everything right in terms of preparation and it still not be enough, because preparation lacks sight. Preparation lacks the ability to foresee something. So in trading, what we do on this day like this, which is a Sunday, which is market's about to open, we tend to prepare for the week, which is why we're talking about preparation. So preparation, how do you prepare for the week that's coming? The first thing you want to do is have rules. I'll give you an example. If it's summer, it's cheaper to buy winter clothes in the summer than it is to buy winter clothes during the winter. Like I think I saw somewhere that the solar eclipse glasses are sold out everywhere. I saw that the prices of things like fans went up. Like I went to the shops, you couldn't get a fan. And that's just showcasing the fact that the unprepared pay a price. In trading, we have preparation, believe it or not. And if we as traders do not prepare, we will pay a price. So that's why we're talking about preparation today. And I'm going to give you tips on how to prepare, what to prepare for, and then what to do when situations arise and it meets your preparation. With the expectation, where you would have prepared for the week, expected it, and then also, of course, what happens if you prepare and it's something you didn't prepare for. So as traders, you need to be adaptable, but you also need to be very well structured. How do you balance the two? Well, structure is the first priority. Adaptability is second. Adaptability is almost it's the same side or the same coin, or the other side of a coin of experience. The more experienced you are, the more adaptable you become because you've seen more. Kevin Hughes says, hi. Hello, Kevin. Welcome to the stream. We're just talking about preparation in terms of trading, but also in life, I guess. So there's something called luck, right? And luck is, by odds, low probability. But the idea of luck, or when people say you're lucky, is because they believe you don't deserve it. But anybody that buys a lottery ticket and they win, obviously there's only one winner, generally speaking, amongst millions of entries. But the lottery winner, I wouldn't say they're lucky. I would say that they're deserving. Obviously, it's unlikely, but I wouldn't call them lucky, because the only person that should ever be lucky is someone that didn't buy a ticket, someone that didn't have entry. When you buy a ticket and you win, you shouldn't be surprised because you bought a ticket. So as traders, when you prepare, it's kind of like that. It's like buying a lottery ticket, because preparation is allowing you the opportunity to capitalize. Whether or not you do is a different factor, but preparation allows it to be easier. The real, obviously, me says, hi, hello, my guy, hope you're good. We're just talking about preparation and trading. Just a quick short stream today. So as traders, how do you buy a lottery ticket, or what does that mean? That's simply preparation. So essentially what I'm doing is redefining the word luck. We don't believe in luck over here. We believe in numbers. We believe in probability. For example, the casino has the probability in their favor. So when a gambler or a customer comes in, they have the numbers against them. So as traders, we try our best, and especially my strategy, I try to enforce ways where the numbers are in my favor. If the numbers are not in my favor, I do not want to be a part of it, because I believe once you have the numbers against you, you are no different than a gambler. So to become the casino, you need to have the principles of a casino, which is a business / numbers. So business in the sense that the operation, if you go into a casino, they have a certain, I think they pump oxygen, they keep the room temperature good, they use colors, noise, they have so many different psychological factors where they help somebody stay in the room. And then they have then the rigged, I say rigged air quotes because it's not rigged because it's quite blatant, everyone can see it. But in the casino, they'll have an environment that makes you want to stay in the place, but they also have every table rigged or at least tailored to them. How do you then incorporate that as a trader? Well, you could do the exact same thing. The aspect of having a room structured where it keeps you trapped, you have a trader model, which keeps you trapped in the type of decisions you can make. You cannot trade outside of your trading model. That's a law. That should be a law as a trader. The caveat to that is you get to decide what your trading plan is. But that's all part of the preparation. You don't come up with a trading plan on the fly. That's called emotion. Emotion is things like fear, missing out, revenge trading. Those are all emotional factors which contribute to losing money. We don't want to do that over here. So how do you consistently make money? You have to be consistent in mastering your emotions. That's also part of preparation. For those that are just joining the stream, we're talking about preparation in general, but we're also linking it into trading, how we can as traders prepare for the markets. And the reason why I think preparation is key is because once you prepare, once you see something happen, it just makes life easier. It's like cooking. Once you get all the ingredients ready, the pots and pans prepped, the scale prepped, the recipe list prepped, once everything is prepped, it's so much easier to cook when everything's laid out. Why? Because you prepared everything. It's such a terrible thing, or such an annoying thing, I should say, when you're cooking or you're making something and then you realize midway that you don't have enough. I think it was like 2 days ago, I was making cereal and I poured the cereal. I'm a cereal before milk type of person, but I poured the cereal first. And I only eat Frosties, by the way, if you wanted to know. So I poured my cereal in my bowl and I went to get the milk and I realized there was no milk left. So somebody had taken the milk and left like the smallest amount. So I went to pick up rather, and shook it. I was like, this is not going to be enough. And I poured so much cereal as well. So it annoyed me because then I had to now pivot and make something else. But I wouldn't say I was unprepared per se, but in my mind I had prepared, but in actuality I didn't prepare. But that's just what happens when you are not prepared. You will see situations like that and it will put you in a tough spot. I'll re-emphasize that point again. It's like making food, and halfway across the making food, you realize you don't have enough ingredients, you don't have everything. You then have to pivot. As a trader, when you're trading and you're trading without a trading plan, it's like that. You're trading without knowing if you have everything in store. So it may work out, it may not work out. Either which way, you're going to have to pivot. And when you pivot, it's not going to give you the desired results, no matter what. Even if I had gone maybe evaporated milk, condensed milk, or oat milk, or whatever milk, it's not what I want, but it's close to what I want. So sometimes people can pivot from their strategy and sometimes get results that are similar to what they're looking for, which is profit. So they can sometimes make money, but they're not always going to be consistent. To be consistent, preparation is key. It helps you filter out noise because noise is loud, very, very loud, especially in trading. It's hard to not notice some things. It's hard to not fall. We're all human, right? Nobody that's a trader that's trading is a robot, unless they're using literally a robot to trade for them. So how do you then prepare for the unexpected? Well, first of all, you need to prepare for the expected. Once you prepare for the expected doesn't become unexpected. So you're narrowing what can be unexpected. I'll give you an example. If I have a wedding and I want to order food for everybody, I need to prepare for what they would want to eat, right? So I have to prepare the amount. Now, I may not know what my guests would want, but would it not be better to bring at least the food I know that most people generally like than to offer nothing? I think I would rather go to a wedding that's offering food than a wedding that's not offering anything at all. Even if the food isn't particularly something I'd like or I've tried before. But let it be something. At least then I won't go hungry. As traders, it's better to go into the market with a plan than to just turn up and expect results. Because let's be real, I would not want to go to a wedding with no food. I would rather there be something than nothing, right? Because hungry is not good. So preparation, how do you prepare for the unexpected? You prepare for the expected. Once you prepare for the expected, you are narrowing down what is unexpected. Because think about it. If I'm preparing, if let's say injuries in a sport, let's say I like football, so I'm going to use football as an example. Let's say I'm playing football, and as a coach or as a medical staff, you would want your players, even yourself if you're a player, you want to avoid injuries. So how do you prepare for that? Well, you don't know what injuries they're going to face or they could potentially be prone to, but you know that they could be prone to injuries. So what do? You train them so that their body's stronger. You have a good diet so that your body can be replenished. You can be practicing so that you're used to that type of physical condition or strain. And what else can you do? You can also load or do something called game management, which is where you reduce high intensity workouts to the point where you're not over stressing your body to the point where injuries become easier. So why do I say all of that? Even though some people can do all of that, they can still get injured. True, but you'll notice that as a club, as a team, the injuries go down because you prepared for some of the unexpected. You prepare for something. Like when you're preparing, when you're stretching, you're not stretching because you know what injury you're going to get. You're stretching so that you don't have to injure yourself. As traders, we can do the exact same thing. We want to become profitable, but we don't know how the profit is going to appear. So what do? We create as much as possible. We try to analyze beforehand. We analyze on the weekend when the markets are closed, obviously to the retail trader, and we do our best to mark up the chart without bias. Those are the ways where we can prepare, and preparation is going to be very key heading into the markets. So let me see if there's anything else we can talk about in the topic, on the topic of preparation. Okay, preparation is key, but at the same time, you need to be able to adapt. Adaptability and preparation, they don't clash, believe it or not. They don't clash because preparation, or rather, adaptability is the ability to react, or no, it's the ability to respond to new information. Old information is good for old things, but new information is always constantly arising. You don't want to react because that's emotion. Anything based on emotion and trading, we want to remove it. So we don't react. Reacting is seeing something and then having a response without thinking. Sylvie K. Lenore Hafiza said, "Hi, hello, my guy. How are you doing?" We're just talking about trading. We're talking about preparation mainly. We're now trying to kind of gone to the side of what was the word I just used? I forgot the terminology. Apologies. But preparation has been the main point of today, and we're expressing how preparation is something that we should always be doing. We're just talking about responding. That's it. Responding and reacting, they're not the same thing. Reacting is where you have a response or you act out before thinking. Responding is where you think and then act. If someone reacted to your thoughts or your word, your speech, or what you say, they're probably going to be emotional, right? Or I said something about this person and they reacted a certain way, it's emotion. But if they responded, you would probably think more they had a articulative response. They spoke well. They responded and had emotions under control. As traders, we need to be responders, not reactors, because responding is the ability to think before you act. Reacting is the ability to act before you think. Reaction time, that's where that word comes from. You react to something. You're not necessarily thinking, you're just reacting. When a runner is about to enter a race, on your marks, get set, go. They don't have time to respond. They don't process anything. They just run straight away. Why? Because it's a reaction. It's quicker, and it's more dangerous when you're not doing it purposefully. I like you. I like you too, my guy. I appreciate the hearts. Thank you very much. Thank you for your message as well. So we're gonna prepare. I will. I won't stream the preparation, but on Monday morning, which is tomorrow, in about 7, and I'm gonna be on my desktop. I'll be on my computer, and I'll be streaming me drawing the charts and showing you how preparation looks like, what it looks like, and how you can prepare before the week even starts. And so it puts you in a better place, so you're not rushing in the London session trying to get what Price is trying to do. So we'll do that tomorrow. But today I want to keep these streams about 15 minutes maximum, and we've just hit the 15-minute mark. So again, just to recap what we're talking about today, we're talking about preparation. Preparation is the ability to put your resources before something happens, or invest your resources before the event happens. And we used examples where in the summertime is the best time to buy your winter clothes because it's going to be cheapest. I remember going to Asda not too long ago. I'm in London and we had the heat wave and it was very, very hot. But all the fans were sold out because everybody was shopping for it last minute. What about the people that were planning ahead and bought it the week or a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months before? They not only paid cheaper, but it was available. So preparation puts you as an advantage to everybody else and to anybody else that does not prepare. So preparation is something I think everybody should do. It goes beyond trading, but I try my best to give life lessons that are tailored to trading, but can also be applied elsewhere. Preparation is key, but it's about planning. That's how you prepare. You do it by planning it. You intentionally designate time to plan preparation. It's key. Once you have that segment, just plan. Don't do anything else, just plan. Anyway, it's been your boy CJ Assi, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, we're going to be showing you how to prepare tomorrow, and I appreciate everybody that's come in. If you guys are watching this back, I know there's some people here that's live. If you're watching it back, like, subscribe. Mainly subscribe and turn notifications on because I want to see you over and over again. And once again, I'm appreciative of every single person that's tuned in. We're on a 1,000-day journey. We're day 136, I believe is today. And tomorrow is 137. So we're going to keep going. By the end of the 1,000 days, I'm going to show you how to make $1 million. And you guys will be a part of the journey. If you're here early. We still have a long way to go. So prepare yourself. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Peace.